I was struggling on whether or not to record this video, but I feel that it's important, especially if you are planning to publish a book. In the past 3 weeks, I have been having one-on-one Zoom calls with different individuals, and it's almost always the same question. A lot of people, when they come into self-publishing, you have an idea. You want to write about your story, you want to write about the things that you've gone through, and that all of that is great. But when it comes to that other little part of like the marketing and how am I going to make sales? The reality is, and it's what I've been saying in the past videos, is that you want to make sales, you need an audience. One of the things that I want to share with you, I'm gonna get a little bit personal here, but I think it's very important. One thing to keep in mind when you want to go ahead and self-publish your book is if you have a problem that you're struggling with or that you struggled with most of your life, and you have found healthy ways of coping with those issues, why not start talking about that and your journey online? Whether it's through a blog, whether it's through videos on YouTube or Instagram or TikTok, just have a conversation with your camera basically, but start talking about it because it is likely that you are not the only person going through those problems. I had a situation a couple months back. Well, I've always had problems and struggles with two people in my family. And it's not until I think it was like 7 months ago when I just said, you know what, this is extremely toxic. I'm not going to stay quiet anymore. I'm going to defend myself. I'm going to speak up for myself. And clearly creating boundaries didn't help. And creating that distance, I feel, is the only way that I can be in peace. And I could feel a little bit more okay with, I don't want to say okay with it because it's sad. It saddens me that I've had to put some distance between those two individuals and my family. But at the end of the day, we need to do what's best for us, for them, and for others involved. In this case, my kids, me, my husband, and things like that. So the struggle with these family members led me to say, you know what, this is not working anymore. And I had to accept that it was a toxic relationship. It was a struggle. Every time I would hang out with them, I was always uncomfortable. I knew that difficult or unnecessary comments were coming. I knew that it wasn't like, okay, let's have a great time, but it's those type of people that they're always criticizing you or are always throwing out there very passive aggressive comments. And if you are spending time with someone that is passive aggressive toward you and your family or the things that you do, that's not helpful to anyone. That's not helpful toward you and your progress and what you're trying to do in your life. As a matter of fact, we need people in our lives that will support us, that will uplift us, that will speak life into us, because there are enough struggles as there is in our lives. There is enough internal struggles, external struggles with whether it's financial crisis or issues in marriage or issues with siblings or, I mean, you name it. There's so many problems that we're already dealing with that to expose ourselves to people that are going to be toxic or negative toward us, it's not helpful. It doesn't help anyone. So all that to say, that issue, those struggles that I faced, I'm not the only one going through them, right? And I'm pretty sure you have encountered your fair share of toxic people. What if instead of talking about your entire testimony, everything that has happened to you in your life, why don't you share that? Just grab that from your life and the issue with toxic relationships, whether it's a sister, toxic how to navigate toxic rivalry with a sibling, or how to navigate a toxic relationship between you and your spouse. How do you How would you do that if your spouse is negative or is passive aggressive toward you? Or a mother-in-law or in-laws or your sister, brother-in-law. How do you navigate that? I think it would be more powerful for you to build your online presence around one specific issue and then expand from there later on. You show up online, you talk about what you've done to overcome struggles, and then you write a book to share with everyone on more tips and more sharing those experiences and how you've overcome difficult conversations. How do you respond to toxic people? I think that's very important. One of the conversations that I had in the course of 3 weeks that I had with someone is that this individual, very smart, brilliant, wise man, he was talking about how he wants to do many different things. He wants to create a blog and then a newsletter. And mind you, he hasn't created any content online yet. And I'm like, forget all the fancy things. Forget all the fancy variables. Is that the camera, the microphone? I'm recording this on my phone. So, forget about all the fancy things, the newsletter and the email marketing, and forget all that and just talk and share. That's like number one. You want to write a book? How about before you focus so much on the book, sure, have the moments where you're constantly writing, right? Where you have your writing sessions, late night writing sessions, which I'm all for. I love them. But while you're just writing, go ahead and build your online presence based on that one specific problem that you feel confident enough to help people in. You can help them get over whatever it is that it may be. So that to say, I made some notes. Let your book idea be around a situation. A lot of us face situations. And the thing about situations is that they can last for a season. And that season can be 3 weeks. It can be months. It can be 10 years. You know how many people are stuck or feel stuck in marriages and they don't know how can they either better their situation, improve their marriage. If that's your area, then focus on that, develop your audience, and then you can write on the side, develop your book idea around that problem and situation. You need to stop thinking about this short term, let me write a book because I want to make money, versus let me build a brand, let me build my personal brand, talk about this issue. And then what I found in that conversation with this man that I admire is that he wants to tackle everything. He wants to tackle all these different things. And it's like, wait a second. Sure, he is wise in many areas. He's wise in, he can give advice on a marriage. He can give advice as, if you're new to the walk in a walk with God, he can give great advice with that. He can give great advice on prayer. But I have seen that what works best is when you focus on one situation, one issue, you build your presence on that issue. And then later on, guess what? You can talk about all those things, marriage, health, and all that good stuff, or, whatever it is that you want to talk about. But in the beginning, if you want to make sales, later along the line, along your journey, you have to build an audience. And I know there are a lot of you who have gone on my comments, and I know that you have expressed that you're like, I don't think I can do this whole thing online. If you don't see yourself or don't feel confident enough to come out on camera, why not? Ask a friend, ask your spouse, someone that you feel comfortable with, and ask them, hey, by the way, do you think you could ask me questions or be with me on this video that I want to record? Because maybe you may be surprised. You will do well on camera if you have someone next to you or someone in front of the camera asking you questions and you feel like it flows better. Like, okay, I'm answering questions, so it feels more natural, like a conversation. So maybe that is an option that you want to go ahead and follow. Now, I did write other notes that I feel that are very important. Think about the situation inside your home. For example, I'm a homeschool mom. As a homeschool mom, just saying homeschool, it's a huge responsibility that has many different factors, right? So I not only do I have to prepare or plan my days and the lessons, but I'm also planning meal prepping, and I'm also, washing clothes, doing all the things within a home because I am at home. So if that is my situation, I have to think, okay, what are the types of maybe products or resources that I can create that will help people that are in my situation? If I am right now, I'm a homeschool mom, I'm a content creator, and I design books and ghostwrite. What is the way? It would be a great idea if I can find a system or a 7-step type of framework that can help a mom that's doing the same thing I am and helping them get organized. So developing book ideas on situations and solutions to that situation is very powerful. And if you marry that with your online presence and developing videos on tips, how people can meal prep more efficiently, or how you can homeschool and create lesson plans that are going to be more easy, or how to homeschool the minimalistic way is another good one. So these are just ideas that I'm throwing at you because I want you to reflect and think, what is the situation that you find yourself in? Are you a single mom? Are you a single mom that is creating content? And as a single mom, oh my gosh, there are so many struggles and responsibilities. You're being split into different ways. If you're taking your kids to their activities, you're responsible for your kids and everything they do. So for a single mom, what kind of situation are you finding yourself in? And because it is likely that you're not the only one going through those things. You're not the only one with the same struggles. What if you find yourself in a season of singleness? And that's your current situation. You are single and and you're in the dating scene. How to navigate the dating scene in this day and age? How do you find people? How do you even go on dates? I wouldn't even know where to start. So maybe look at within your situation and see how you're navigating it, and then share that with others. Create an online presence. I'm not going to get tired of saying that. Create a brand, a personal brand that really pursues the solutions for other people. Like you're really focusing on finding solutions for yourself, but also, hey, if this helped me, let me share that. Create content that you can share that will help people, like realistically help people. For example, I know that lesson planning is a big thing. If I were focusing my content on just for homeschool moms who are content creators, I would create resources that are for lesson planning, maybe planners, ideas on how to plan each day, how many subjects to focus on, and just things like that. So I hope this video was helpful. Think about the situations you find yourself in. How are you navigating certain situations, struggles, and where are you having success in your life? The things that you may find so insignificant are the areas where you can really impact other people's lives if you share your formula. There's a formula inside of you. There's a formula within your home that you are implementing, and you are seeing some success, but you view it as so normal, like it comes so easy to you that you don't even see it as a win. But for other people looking in, they're like, man, how do you do that? How can you homeschool and create content and work and all that? And people, for me, it's just life. That's just how I've lived for so many years that it's normal for me. But for other people looking in, it isn't normal. It's like I'm like an alien. So it's interesting how we don't value who we are enough. We don't value what we do on a day-to-day. We don't value the little things. We don't see them as significant. Just organizing a pantry is so significant. It's so valuable because it makes life easier. So if anything that you're doing, whether it's decorating your home, whether it's organizing closets, whatever it is that you do and you do very well, do not underestimate those little things, those little wins that may seem insignificant. I hope this video was helpful, and I will see you on the next video. God bless.